Welcome to the second tutorial of recreating Natt Jongsala's edits. If you haven't checked the first one, check the description for its links. As usual, the video is going to be short, to the point, but packed with a ton of value. So consider subscribing if you haven't, drop a like if this tutorial taught you something new and helpful, share it with a fellow editor who would like to learn this for free. Please do read the description for all questions regarding Capcut, video assets and my nationality, as these are the most repetitive questions that I see in the comment section. So without any further ado, let's jump straight into the content. Finding the clip from YouTube, downloading them, using the transcript to find the starting points to crop the clip, everything is exactly the same as the first tutorial. So instead of repeating them and making this video even more lengthy, please watch the first 7 minutes of the first tutorial, to which I'll drop the links in the description. Making the raw unedited clip is easy. Watch the original edit, expand the clips as far as possible, watch the waveform, put the cursor at the right places and click the split button without leaving any empty spaces in between. I have already done that because that step is pretty basic, and let's watch the output together.
How many subscribers do you have?
Subscribers, I have 81,000 right now.
81,000
Yeah, yeah.
people that are paying $5 a
Yeah.
month. So when you do the math, it's like $400K a month.
It's whatever it is a month.
Now, a quick Google search shows that your net worth is $9 million. Is that accurate?
I'm not saying nothing about that.
The next step is to make the clips align in the vertical format and align the clips as per the initial edit. So step number 1 would be going to ratio and changing it to 9:16, and then click on the clip, align it towards the center section. Watch the initial cut and make sure that you align the clip at exactly the same position as it is. Similarly, align the rest of the clips. Make sure you note down the scale as well as the position as you move from clip to clip, and make sure that adjacent clips are of the same scale and position to get the continuity. Let me show you the finished version.
How many subscribers do you have?
Subscribers, I have 81,000 right now.
81,000
Yeah, yeah.
people that are paying $5 a
Yeah.
month. So when you do the math, it's like $400K a month.
It's whatever it is a month.
Now, a quick Google search shows that your net worth is $9 million. Is that accurate?
I'm not saying nothing about that.
For the intro part, we need two assets. 1, a black grid, and 2, a semi-transparent black overlay. Both of them is created inside Canva. This is nothing but a black background on top of which I have created a small wavy grid, and this is just a semi-transparent black background whose alpha is kept to 0 towards the top. Select the first 2 clip, copy and put it one on top of the other. Select the top clip and make sure that we apply the rotoscope on these 2 clips. Go to cutout, select the auto cutout, let it do its thing for both the clips. Let me bring 2 text layers on top of this one. For the top portion, I have written case in it. The font I selected is SQL and the color I have is E161F9, and I have applied the glow on top of this one. So this with a color of the same. Played with the intensity. Here I provided the value 34 and range as 52. Similarly, for the bottom text, I wrote net worth. The font remains the same, the color is white and the glow is also changed to white, but all the other values remain the same. Let me drag the overlay on top of our clips, somewhere in the middle of the text as well as the clip, and adjust its position. And let me bring the black grid in between these 2 clips. Now select these 2 text layers, right click, create a compound clip, go to animation, under the in section there is an animation called side slide. This is a pro animation. Adjust its duration and select the black grid. Go to animation, apply a fade in animation, and to make it even more interesting, select the black grid, go to video, under the mask section, select the horizontal mask, just feather it so that this grid becomes dissolved towards the bottom part, and adjust its position here.
How many subscribers?
And just to make the intro a bit more dynamic, go to start, put a keyframe here, go 3 frames down or 5 frames, put another keyframe here, go back to the initial keyframe and slightly scale it up. And adjust its position accordingly. Now copy this keyframe to the bottom portion as well, so that both clips get the same animation. And now if you play it, seems to be decent. And to make the intro even more dynamic, let me bring a money rain dollar overlay and place it right in between these 2 layers. I have changed the opacity of this layer slightly to around 22%, and I have applied the horizontal mask and slightly feathered it up so that the overall effect looks a bit more subtle but cool. So if we play the overall clip, it should look something like this.
How many subscribers do you have?
Let's clean up the first part before jumping into the second part. So I have put my cursor right at the point where we had the first crop, and let's align all the layers right into this line. We don't need this second clip, so let's remove it. It will not make any difference. And to transition from the first clip towards the second, let's put a keyframe at the start of the second clip. Put a keyframe against the position, hold shift and click the right arrow, which jumps 10 frames, and put another keyframe here. And now slowly move the frame towards the other subject. And if you play it, that's nice. And if you want the transition to be even more smooth, right click, show keyframe animation. Just expand it so that you get to see the arrows here. Open it up, select the first keyframe, select this auto curve, select the second one and select this auto curve. And right click on this, hide keyframe animation. That should make the animation even more smoother. For the next clip, we need one extra asset, which is this one, which looks like a profile pic. All I did was I downloaded a random photo, took it to Canva and dropped this into a circular frame, added the text, both the text as well as added one icon, downloaded this as transparent PNG and brought it back to Capcut. Let's create a copy of this black grid and put it alongside this one. Find the point where the animation ends, and that is where this animation should start. Adjust the animation duration to around 0.2 or 0.3. Take a copy of the clip and put it on top of this. Let's rotoscope it by going to the cutout and clicking auto cutout. Select the black grid, go to mask, adjust the position of the mask slightly and go to basic. Let me reduce the opacity a bit. Let me bring the asset which I have shown just now, put it on top of this layer. Go to animation. In the in section, there is a side slide animation which is this one. Let's adjust the duration to around 0.3 and go to out. There is a side slide animation which is also around 0.3. Let me put the value to around 0.4, which is fine.
Subscribers I have.
Right click the PNG, create a compound clip, go to FX and drop the play pendulum effect on top of it. Adjust the twist back to 0, strength to around 15 or 12. Pull down the speed to around 16 and let's see how it looks like.
Subscribers I have 81.
Which is fine. For the next clip, let's extend this black grid PNG towards the end of this clip. Let's take a copy of the video, put it on top of this layer, go to cutout, click on auto cutout, copy this compound clip which contains the text because we need to reuse it. Let's bring it here. Let's do undo compound clip. Instead of the text KCNAT, let's type in 81,000. Alright, so to this text, go to animation, in, come down and search for this random typewriter. So the moment he says 81,000 subscribers,
81,081.
That's fine. And bring this text underneath, and instead of the net worth, let's do subscribers. And to give more prominence to both of these text, let's pull in the overlay, put it underneath this one, rotate it 180 degree, adjust its position so that here at this position there is not much black color, and to the bottom text, go to animation.
81,000.
That's not bad. So let's go with this one.
81,081.
And to make it a bit more interesting, select the overlay PNG, go to animation and select fade in.
81,081.
Let's proceed with the rest of the edit.
81,000. 81,000. Yeah, well, that'll pay for $5.
So the moment he says $5 is when the next text should come up. So by that time, these texts should animate out. So let me convert these text into individual compound clips. Here is a position where he says $5. So let me trim these two clips till this point, and I want the top clip to animate left. Fine, and let the duration be around 0.4. Let me apply the same thing to this layer, but this time I'm going to slide it right. and the animation is also 0.4.
They're paying for.
And for the next text, let me copy the same compound clip, bring it here, undo compound clip. Let me bring this text, change the text to $5, adjust its size accordingly, and I want this text to come up the moment the other two texts are slided out. It's too much, so let me select this one, go to animation. Under the in section, there is a slide up animation.
$5.
Adjust the timing of this one, which is a bit too far. So let me bring this up. And by the time these two are going outwards, the 5 come inwards, which is good. Now all I need is just to adjust its position.
Well, that are paying $5. That are paying $5.
And take the next text layer, type per month, and I want this to come around here. Let's also apply the same animation to this text layer. Animation, slide up.
$5. That are paying $5 a month. So they're paying $5 a month.
Alright, so this is the end of the clip. So let's trim the text at this point. Delete this one.
That are paying $5 a month. So
Moving to the next section. Before that, let me clean up this overlay. I only need it till this point, so let me trim it till this point. And the next section starts by a film burn transition. So let me use a film burn transition somewhere in between this and set its mode to overlay or screen. This seems to be better. Adjust its position accordingly. All right,
so we did.
fine. And let's start with a zoom in for the next clip. So select this clip, go to position and size, move 5 frames. Mark one more keyframe and scale the image slightly up.
So we did the math.
Which is fine. So 378. So this clip should also start with 378.
Math is like $4K a month.
So when he says about money, let's bring in the money overlay. The moment he says 400,
Math is like
which is at this point, let me expand the overlay. select the overlay. Under adjustment curves, adjust this green curve so that you can adjust the color of the green for the money, which is fine.
400K a month.
Moving to the next section. So this section ends at this point. So let me trim this overlay at this point. And let me listen to the next clip.
Now a quick Google search.
When he says a quick Google search, let me bring the black grid which we have used before. Go to animation. Under the in, let's fade in.
Now a quick
Adjust the duration to around 0.7 or 0.8,
now a quick Google. Now a quick
which is fine. Let's go to stickers. Search for the search bar icon. Let's take a search bar sticker from here. Place it here. And let's put the sticker somewhere around here. Go to animation. Let's do fading.
Google search.
Adjust its position.
Quick Google search. Now a quick Google.
That's fine. Let's go to text. Drag in one more text layer on top of this one. Let's type in Natt net worth. Change the font color and put it on top of this search bar.
Quick Google search.
And for this text, let's apply the typewriter animation.
Google search. Quick Google search shows that
So by the time he says net worth,
shows that your
we want the text to end here. We want this search bar to be animated out.
shows that your
The text also can be faded out,
shows that your
which is fine.
quick Google search shows that your
So at this point, we need to bring in the image of Natt. Let's bring the image here. This one. Go to cutout, auto cutout. So let's cut out the unwanted portions. Right click, create a compound clip. Go to effects, drop the blue mosaic option. Bring the filters down to around 27. Size also can be adjusted based on your choice. Texture, let's put it something like this. Go to filters. Search for BW. Select any black and white filter of your choice and drop it on top of this one. And let's apply an animation. Under the in, Let's go for the same thing which we have applied before, which is side slide.
Net worth.
Around this point, let's start bringing the image.
Shows that your net
Can slightly adjust the position towards the middle.
shows that your net worth.
Which is okay. Now let's take the same font which we have done before, which is this one. Let's bring in somewhere here.
Shows that your net worth is not. It's not. It's not.
$9, 6 zeros. I don't want this animation, so let's clear the animation. Bring down the text here.
Net worth is 9 million.
Go to basic, adjust the glow slightly.
It's not.
And to this text, let's apply an animation called this one. I don't know the name, but this looks cool.
9. It's $9 million. Worth is 9.
And along with this text, let's apply one more overlay for the money.
Net worth is 9 million.
The money should come under this layer, and click on the money, adjustment, curves. Let's make it more green.
Shows that your net worth is $9 million. Is that accurate?
So the clip ends at this point.
Is that accurate?
Trim the clip, trim the image, go to effects, drag the play pendulum effect onto the image, adjust the strength and speed to your choice.
That your net worth is $9 million. Shows that your net worth is $9 million. Is that accurate? $1 million. Is that accurate?
I'm not saying nothing about that.
Let's do a slight zoom in on the video just to make it a bit more dynamic. There is a small empty portion here. Let's trim it.
Is that accurate?
Let me put the cursor here. Basic. Put a keyframe. Let's go towards the end. Let me put a keyframe here and scale it slightly.
Is that accurate?
I'm not saying nothing about that.
Which is fine. Now this wraps the first phase of the edit. Usually at this point, I go through the whole edit once again and sees if there is something that I can improve and make those minor changes. After going through the edits again, I just made two minor changes. One, the font of this number has been changed from whatever it was to a leaner one which I found in Capcut. Doesn't matter what it is, so that I can increase the size of the font slightly to make this more prominent. And the other change which I made was to reduce the scale of this zoom. The previous one looked a bit too much, so I have reduced the scale to around 326 from 316 instead of the other value which we had before. And the last change I made was to this 81,000 and subscribers text. I added a play pendulum effect and applied these values so that it becomes a bit more dynamic. So after making all these changes, let's watch the whole edit from start to finish.
How many subscribers do you have?
Subscribers, I have 81,000.
81,000
Yeah, yeah.
people that are paying $5 a
Yeah,
month.
yeah.
So when you do the math, it's like $400K a month.
That's whatever it is a month.
Now, a quick Google search shows that your net worth is $9 million. Is that accurate?
I'm not saying nothing about that.
So this ends phase 2, and the next phase is about adding SFX and background music. Let me play the whole clip first and then we will come back to the SFX being used.
How many subscribers do you have?
Subscribers, I have 81,000.
81,000
Yeah, yeah.
people that are paying $5 a month. So when you do the math, it's like $400K a month.
That's whatever it is a month.
Now, a quick Google search shows that your net worth is $9 million. Is that accurate?
I'm not saying nothing about that.
This sound is called whoosh with echo, which is something you can get from the Capcut audio itself. After that, this sound is called deep whoosh. You can search for the sound effect in Capcut audio.
Subscribers, I have 81,000.
This is called digital text, which is something that I got from Motion Array.
81,000 people that are paying $5 a month.
This is a combination of two sounds. One, the gas lighter ignition sound, and two, the camera shutter sound, Kashka film.
Do the math, it's like $400K a month.
Whatever it is a month.
Now, a quick
This is called deep whoosh, which I got from Capcut audio, and the typewriter effect is also something you can receive from the Capcut audio itself. And when the image pops up,
quick Google search shows that your net
this sound is called remembering whoosh. You can search for that effect within the Capcut audio itself.
worth is $9 million.
And again, reusing the same sound which I have used in the other area, which is called digital text. And the last part being adding the background music. The name is Family Affair Instrumental. This is something you can search in YouTube if you want. Now let's hear the finished version.
How many subscribers do you have?
Subscribers, I have 81,000.
81,000
Yeah, yeah.
people that are paying $5 a month. So when you do the math, it's like $400K a month.
That's whatever it is a month.
Now, a quick Google search shows that your net worth is $9 million. Is that accurate?
I'm not saying nothing about that.
Now coming to the last part, which is adding captions. For adding captions, go to text, select auto captions, select the English option from the drop down, click on create, give it a minute and it will create the auto captions for you. Select them, go to captions, read and see if there is any typos. If so, correct it here itself. Then go to text, either animations or templates. Here you will get to see a lot of templates, from which I choose the one which I like, which is this one. And after applying the captions, let's see it one last time.
How many subscribers do you have?
Subscribers, I have 81,000.
81,000
Yeah, yeah.
people that are paying $5 a month. So when you do the math, it's like $400K a month.
That's whatever it is a month.
Now, a quick Google search shows that your net worth is $9 million. Is that accurate?
I'm not saying nothing about that.
That brings us to the end of this tutorial. Let me know if you like it or not in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a like if it was useful for you. Once again, thank you and bye bye.